folks, today we are in the garden and I'm just going to give you a complete garden tour of everything we got going on and what everything looks like. I've got a bunch of time in between from the time I planted them and update videos to now. I had a big lapse of time and I haven't showed any of it. And these things, everything is just full grown, everything is huge. So it's time for an update. I'll film this. I don't know where it's going to end up in the lineup to get played, to get posted, but nonetheless I need to shoot it, so I'm going to shoot it now. We'll have it and I'll show you what we got. So let's start from left to right. My left, your right. We'll walk through it and I'll show you what we got. Come on. Alright, so right here we have celery and cabbage. Now you can see the cabbage tucked away in there and the celery is just really taking off. It's looking good. Now we got this cage. We actually put it back on there because the chickens were getting to it. But it's looking good now. You can see that. I'll get to those in a minute. But that's a big old Cinderella white pumpkin growing through the fence. I'll show you that here in a few. On this side is our corn. So we got plenty of corn. Plenty of corn. Planted. Over here, not looking so hot, is some more pumpkins. Now look at this pumpkin. I think it's just gotten scorched. This thing is scorched. Oh, I don't know what to do with this. It is scorched. It didn't get water for a couple days and it got really scorched and hot. But you can see we've got pumpkins growing down there. Now I'll put a clip of the video where I was talking about this, but I had a volunteer plant right here. It was just in my compost. It was growing. I thought it was zucchini or squash. Turns out it's pumpkin. So this is what we have all in the mix. Not where it's supposed to be, but it's there. It started fruiting, so we let it go. There's pumpkins all back there. There's pumpkins down here. I mean, it's got pumpkins everywhere, but it's been looking real good, and I wish I would have got video of that, because now it's just looking like holy crap. So I'll have to figure out what's going on. Maybe look down there. It just looks like it got some damage. Maybe I got some worms or something in it. That the base, the root down there, the main stem just looks like it's rotted out. So it don't look like these pumpkins are gonna get any more nutrients sent to them. But we'll see what they turn out like. Maybe I can correct that issue. I don't know. Maybe I need to trim it back. If you got any ideas on what I should do, let me know, because it's looking horrible right now. Here is another volunteer tomato plant that just happens to be in my compost. And look at this, guys. Look at these tomatoes. So these are probably Roma tomatoes. That's usually what we buy from the store. Ended up in my compost and now they're growing for me. Look, got a row there, got a row coming out right here. It's just crazy. Those are freebies. I didn't even plant them. You can see down below what this bed is supposed to be is peas and beans. We got sugar snap peas and we got beans growing. And the pumpkin kind of took over my peas. And so there's some stragglers in there. I don't know how many of them survived. But on this side is all the beans. And the beans are looking pretty good. And as we're talking, I'm trying to determine what this is, if it's a bean or a pea. But you can see I've got some strings there. There's some pods here. We've got some nice long pods up here that are raw, ready for picking, I'm sure, so I need to get after it. We've got cucumbers growing. So this is our white cucumber that we've been growing. It's looking pretty good. There's a few more in there. And we've also got some green cucumbers, as you can Texas heat, boy, the sun is scorching, and right here in the garden they get all day sun. So these are looking pretty good. Got some little yellow in here, but we got the cucumbers. I've got my fig tree. So this is my fig tree that's in my garden. It is healthy. This is one that I'm going to be propagating. I'm actually going to air layer this branch right here, and I'll show y'all how we do that. But it's already fruiting for me. Look at those figs growing on it. Figs up here. So this is looking pretty healthy. I've got all kind of figs down here. That's looking really good, really good. I'll take you to my pepper plants. Look at my pepper beds. So this is going to be a pepper update. I'll show you how we're doing, but look at the peppers in this thing. Yes sirree, peppers everywhere. These are jalapenos. There's some jalapenos down that way. There's some more tucked inside. Then I've got my sweet peppers, banana peppers. Look at these bad boys. They're ready for harvesting too. Dag nabbit. I'm gonna have to get after it. Got those. Got all kind of sweet peppers in here. So the sweet peppers are just taking off. Look at this guy. Looks like a damn carrot. Holy mackerel. So I'm gonna let one grow. I guess I'm gonna let this one go. So we've been picking them early. I'm gonna pick this one late and see what the flavor difference is. See if it's better or worse. We'll come over here to my stragglers. I've talked about this in some videos. My miracle bell peppers that survived through last season. They're already starting to go from green and changing color to red. So they'll be red here the next, I don't know, few days, I guess. We'll be ready to harvest them. And then I got a green one down here that I'll be harvesting. There's one back down yonder. There's some smaller ones mixed up in here. But everything is looking good. Next, we'll roll over to the onion bed. So we've been harvesting the tops of these onions for green onions. We thinned them out. The wife did that harvesting, and we've been eating them, and they're mighty fine. So here's some onions. This is our onion bed. We had a video on that. It's red, white, and yellow onions planted all here in this bed. Behind it is our carrots. We've got all the carrots planted in this bed. And we had a kaleidoscope carrot and a regular carrot. I forget the name of it. It's a regular orange carrot. And these, they have well taken off. I'll try to get down here to where you can see. You can see back in here, but look at that. That one's about ready for harvesting. I don't know if you can see it. But like I said, that one is getting about ready to harvest. It's pretty big at the base. So that's our carrots. Come over here to our famous potatoes, our potato experiment. And I'll show you a quick peek. This is our tomatoes. They're not looking the greatest. I mean potatoes, but I do have a potato right there. And back in there somewhere, if you can see it, there's another potato hiding. But I'll do a good video on that. Take you over here to our tomatoes. It's our tomato bed where we have 4 different types of tomatoes planted. Here's Aroma tomato. It's already fruiting mighty fine. I've got an early bird 4th of July hybrid tomato growing right there. We've got back in here some early treat hybrid tomatoes growing right there. So the tomato bed looking mighty fine. I've got an heirloom Rutgers tomato, and it finally fruited for me. So I got a little tomato there, waiting for the rest of them to come on. Then I got a couple tomatillos poked in there that need to come on as well. Let's walk over to the radishes. Here's our radish and okra bed, and also sunflower bed. Now, I threw a bunch of sunflowers in my compost last season, and they're rewarding me because they're growing up in the middle of all my beds. So there's some sunflowers in there. But here's our radishes. So look at the radishes. The radishes are ready for harvesting. Dag nabbit. I have to make some more videos, guys. I'm gonna have to speed things up because my video process is slowing me down. I can't harvest stuff till I'm ready to make a video. But look at all the radishes. The radishes are doing great. Let's slide over here and check out the broccoli. So the broccoli is not doing so hot because it's too hot. As you can see, I've got broccoli flowering already, going to seed. The heads formed. We've been snapping them off as they form. They've been little, and they've just been branching off and doing all kind of crazy stuff. But we've been eating the greens. The greens on them are great. We've been eating them. But you can see all our broccoli just going to seed. So we're going to try to save some of them seeds for next season. Maybe late season. But that's the broccoli. Our lettuce is pretty much done for. It's getting too hot. But we had some butter crunch lettuce here and here. And all in this, you see how big the stems got. There's some butter crunch lettuce going to seed right there. Here's some butter crunch lettuce that flowered and is going to seed. So we'll be getting ready to save those seeds. I've got a wild tomatillo plant growing. It's not even wild. It was in my compost, so I can't say it's wild. But it was in my compost as well. We ate them one day with some salsa or something, and boom, here it is. So I've got a little tomatillo fruiting for me right there. That's looking mighty fine. We have some Russian red, or Yugoslavian red, I'm sorry, lettuce there. That's toward the end of its time. Our rocket arugula has gone to seed, flowering, Then we have our kale, which is here. That's still looking pretty good. And as you can see, they're in the shade, so it doesn't get as hot right here. They get shaded. They only get the afternoon sun, and they're doing still pretty good. Swiss chard is looking all right. We've got some bugs in there that have been eating them up, but they're looking okay. They're still producing for us. And then I have my squash and zucchini over here. Now I've been waiting for them to fruit, but I haven't seen no fruit yet. But they are there and they are kicking. Alright folks, Nathan from Kbltexas Homestead, and thank you for joining me on this little garden tour. That was a quick garden tour. Just wanted to show everybody where everything is at in the process, where it is. Most of it is, y'all seen where we started it from, but this is where it's at, live, up to date. So we'll try to post the garden tour here regularly and give you updates on it.